Bukayo Saka then for Arsenal down the right-hand side. He comes in on the inside. Can he get a shot?
Hit the target. It's better.
So good, isn't he? Those quick feet.
Saka is inevitable. Like I call him the Black Iron Robin for a reason, because that's what he kind of does. But someone like him has to do better. We have chances. I actually feel since the Wolves game, we've actually done better getting in the final third and creating chances. But we're not clinical enough yet. We're not clinical. And 30 minutes in, maybe I'm harsh. We should be 2 goals up. We genuinely should.
Marcus, what did you make of? I don't know if you saw much of the City earlier, but they just seem to, even not at their best, the winning games of football.
There's an air of inevitability about it. I still think Arsenal will win the title.
I hope so.
Because I think.
Ødegaard, some shoot, man. Yeah! There we go. Shoot! I said I wanted an early goal.
Right on cue.
The CLASS-WEGIAN Ødegaard. They talk on my captain far too much. 0-0, boys. I need an onslaught today. I'm not happy. Gyokeres, you need a goal as well. Stop smiling. Come on, let's go, boys. We've got things to do today.
Is that not just a vintage Martin Ødegaard goal? He's got so much space.
We've seen it for years.
25 yards out. I thought he was going to do what Saka tried to do a bit earlier and try and whip it in the far corner.
Oh, man, when the sun's shining, at the Emirates, Ødegaard's cash money at the carpet. Yeah. Love that captain, man. Let's go!
Beats the goalkeeper at his near post. It's Brighton trying to play out from a goal kick. Lewis Dunk passing it back to his goalkeeper, and Brighton try and be way too clever. Play a ball into midfield. It's really aggressive from Nkape, who wins it back. Headed from Rice to Saka.
Look how attacking Rice is.
He's got way too much time, Saka. Ødegaard's unmarked, and he beats the goalkeeper at his near post. Have you been surprised at some of the criticism Ødegaard's come under in the last few months?
Yes and no. I think a lot of it is valid, because I do think we have a lot of attacking players that don't really show a consistent level of performance. I still think we're kind of reliant on Saka. I don't think everything's his fault. I do think it's getting into scapegoating Ødegaard, if I'm honest with you. Like, his season's been stop, start. But I understand when you've got a talented Wanyeri that plays in his position, getting no opportunities. When you've got Eze, I understand the clamour for Ødegaard to simply put back up his ideas. And it's a big year for Ødegaard. Obviously, we're trying to win what we're trying to win. Him and his countrymen have qualified for the World Cup. We need to. And I just don't think Ødegaard's quite been what he was a couple of years ago. Remember our first title challenge race where we were scoring and whatnot? I do think people also don't consider the fact that Ødegaard, in many ways, he has the most complicated role in this Arsenal team. He's got a press, he's got to stand in certain areas. You're going to see him at
come short and dictate.
Come short and get off the centre halves at some point. I do think he could be a bit stronger, similar to what Kim was saying earlier with Foden. I do think he could be a bit stronger, but that's just not him, really. And I just think people need to allow it, if I'm honest. Like, we've got a lot of problems. Ødegaard isn't one of those. That being said, though, unless your name is Declan Rice, Gabriel Magalhaes, Saka and people like that, I do think you should be interchangeable in this Arsenal team.
So you don't think Ødegaard is sort of a guaranteed starter? And if you had a cup final on Sunday, you don't think
he definitely start. You're the captain. You lead the press. There has been elements, I'm not going to lie, when Eze was kind of playing and Ødegaard was injured, where you did see the absence. But then, Sam, like, if I'm someone that's got all the creative ability of Ødegaard, if I'm talking about pressing and all of this kind of stuff, it's kind of leveraging the fact that you're not really in a rich run of form. So I think people need to allow Ødegaard, man.
The perfect start then for Arsenal after Man City win early today. And CJ, are Arsenal in control at the Emirates?
Firmly in control at the Emirates. We got the early goal, which I wanted. We're playing the game at our tempo. We have had some counter-attacking moves that I feel we could take more advantage of. I know 1-0 to the Arsenal's a famous chant, and I do back us to win regardless, but more goals. Kill the game. Kill any hope Brighton have. Because Brighton are not even in the best of form. I know they got a good record against us, but kill their optimism. And we could... Decent ball into the box by Bukayo Saka. Nobody's there. The only thing that scares me is naturally Brighton do have options off the bench that can kill you. They are a good side and they haven't taken advantage of it, but a couple of times we've overplayed. You see, similar to the goal that Forest scored earlier today, like the counter-attack is on for Brighton, if I'm honest with you. But other than that, we're good value in this 24 minutes for our lead.
How's Victor Gyokeres started?
I mean, Victor Gyokeres, the most interesting thing he's done is obviously missed that chance, concede a foul. I mean, you know how it is for Arsenal playing against these deep blocks. Gyokeres isn't going to get any service. He's going to survive on scraps today. And I'm at the point with Gyokeres, I think you got to force your own luck a bit. So I hope you do that. You're playing against... You and Trossard are playing against your former team. Remind them why they've made mistakes.
I mean, with Gyokeres, I understand that, he's not going to set the Premier League alight or anything, but it is a big step up for him. And going into an Arsenal team who are going for the title again, a totally different situation than anything he's used to. I know it's Sporting, obviously. They challenge for titles and all the rest of it, but it's not quite the same. So people, because there was talk of Gyokeres and then Šeško was the other one.
They both would have struggled in the system.
Yeah, of course, and I think obviously Šeško being at Manchester United hasn't again done too much there, but I don't think we'll know for a while if Šeško's a good player or not, because, you know, under Amorim at Manchester United, it seems a bit of a funny one, even though they're doing all right, you know, relatively speaking. But, yeah, with Gyokeres, he really needs a season to kind of bed in at Arsenal.
Yeah.
But everyone wants to
everyone wants instant results.
Totally. You want him to hit the ground running because the title is really up for grabs.
And we've been crying for a striker as well. Do you know what it is?
Totally.
Gyokeres is a weird one in that there's certain things that I think he can't be blamed for, and I think there's stuff that he could be blamed for. I think about, like, last season, we had problems with attack anyways. People were saying, Arteta, there's something you need to do tactically. You've brought in Eze, you've brought Zubimendi, you've brought Gyokeres. Still nothing's changed. That being said, you know you're playing against low blocks. You know you're competing with serious centre-halves. So I do see some encouragement because Gyokeres hasn't run away from that challenge. He does compete. He does offer all the other facets that Arteta wants, but we need goals. And I think that one is a twofold. I think we need to create chances, but I think he needs to do things a bit quicker. I think one thing that goes against him is, obviously, you have signed for Arsenal, you know, so there is going to be a level of criticism, but people make out that we've signed this guy for 100-odd million quid. When you did what you did at Sporting, the record you had, the clamour of one in a forward, the fact that you've taken a number 14 shirt, there's going to be a lot of pressure. I genuinely think he'll score some goals. Whether you're going to be the guy to be the talisman or if you've got to be a secondary option, I'm not sure. Because at this moment in time, what we've got, him who can play up front, Marino can go up front, Kai can go up front, obviously Jesus is back. I don't know which one I put my hat on. I still tend to believe in the bigger games, when Kai Havertz is fit, that will be the striker. Like, if we're playing City or Liverpool tomorrow, them guys are going to be up front for us. So, yeah.
Do you think Gyokeres improves Arsenal?
No, I wouldn't necessarily say improves. I don't think I've seen that quality yet. I do think he works his socks off. I do think he's linking up well with his teammates. I do think Arsenal I think Gyokeres has met Arsenal halfway in terms of what Arteta wants from a striker. I think we need to facilitate goals for him. We've got a striker that, I know he scored free kicks and whatnot in Portugal, but statistically, look at his heat map. His goals come inside the penalty box. Yeah. So if you're starving a limited striker of service, what really could we ask? And I genuinely believe, if Gyokeres was at a couple of other teams in the Premier League and maybe a couple of our attackers full stop, you look at them differently. So I do think there's something for Arteta to change.
Yeah,
I'm backing him.
Fulham, we'll have him on loan next season.
Yeah, about that. And you know what? And the final thing I'll say on Gyokeres, I just think a lot of fans are aesthetic merchants, specifically at Arsenal. You're allowed to criticise him, but he's a bulldozer. He's a bit ugly. He's not really that beautiful forward. Jesus was that, but he couldn't score. I've not given up on Gyokeres yet. I will say, though, it looks like you might just be a squad player. We might need to dip in the market again.
Got 5 in 15, so he's like 1 in 3. It's not terrible, is it?
Yeah.
You need to switch on. You need to switch on.
Like 22
Gomez has scored at the Emirates Stadium. This game is not over yet.
Recently, man.
3 minutes gone. Arsenal 2, Brighton 1. There was a shot from distance, 25 yards out, which came thundering off the post. And Gomez in the right place at the right time. First time shot into the back of the net. CJ, this is well and truly game on.
Game on, like you said. That this is why I wanted more goals, because now it becomes the dangerous scoreline, which is 2-1. Credit to the Brighton lad for reacting well. That's the worst thing we've done today. Like, what are we doing? We're not following runners. It's a cheap goal, man. Bit of fortune now.
Brighton have had nothing. They've had nothing, and now it's 2-1.
But this is why you take your chances.
Totally, yeah.
Because now it's a nervy one, and anyone that goes to the Emirates, you could probably hear a pin drop right now. We're a bit nervous.
Yep.
I think we're getting a bit open in midfield. Arteta, I need to see all the hand signs now. I'm nervous. I'm very, very nervous.
It's not what you want, is it?
Not what you want. I still back us, but
Well, I tell you what, they need a quick response here. Like they did against Wolves.
Because Gyokeres...
Another own goal will do you.
Because Gyokeres hit the post just before that, like a few moments before that, and I always think about those moments. Is that where the game goes kind of left? As an Arsenal fan, you're starting to do the maths. Oh, City obviously won. What is this going to mean for the table? Come home with my 3 points.
This West Ham Fulham game, I'm dipping in and out of it.
Yeah,
for 0-0, it feels like one of the more fun 0-0 games I've seen so far this season.
And Burnley Everton isn't a terrible game, by the way.
Better
it's like much more. It's open.
Yeah, but do you know what though? So we've seen the goals going in. I mean, it's here come Brighton again.
Minter, Ruter, chance! Hit it again!
Arteta, we need the changes now.
Flipping Nora.
Let's just go free at the back, man.
A couple of sort of shots from outside the box, which took a block, another deflection, another shot, another block. But yeah, Brighton got possession now, and just for I think Marcus, you were right. I think up until that goal, they've been pretty useless, Brighton.
Well, you show how goals change games, and my goodness, Brighton now. They're in the ascendancy.
Well, it's a battery in your pack. Like they're
do you know what? I think it helps Arsenal that there's probably about 25, 30 minutes to go.
No, don't help me.
No, the reason why I think that's helpful is because there's plenty of time to respond if Brighton get the second. I think if this is 5-10 minutes to go, then the dynamic is Arsenal just sit in there and try and see it out, and that's when it can get a bit dangerous.
This is why
they need to weather this storm for the next few minutes or whatever it is, and they should come out. But look, the goals are going in. This is all across the Premier League, much more exciting.
I think we need to relax a bit as well.
Well, they do that as well. But yeah, if I may turn the attention back to the London Stadium, if there is a team who wins this game, whoever loses this game will be pig sick, because this game there are sloppy passes, there are a little bit of lack of quality in the final third. Now West Ham brought on Callum Wilson about 10 minutes ago, which shows you they think that the game is there for the taking, and it is. But it's the same for either side. Fulham, I think they've yet to make a change. And here you go, as I'm talking about that now, Josh King is about to come on. Who
player he is.
I think he's an excellent player, great on the turn, lovely sort of, if you like, 360-degree player.
To be fair, so is Kevin. I haven't seen much of him today, but
Kevin's been a bit snuffed out. I think he's still raw, so I think that makes sense bringing King on. He'll probably go central. Emile Smith-Rowe will go out wide.
Yeah, Evan Nielsen had a shot there from close range, but just went other side of the post.
Coming on a bit, I mean, Bournemouth are 3-0 down, so you've got to have a go.
Well, indeed they do.
It's you're just waiting for Brentford to nick down the other end and score another fourth. But yeah, Bournemouth. We said both to score in this game. I think Bournemouth should score. I mean, the quality.
Oh my goodness, they should have scored there. Blimey, Bournemouth. How are they not on the score sheet? It's ridiculous. Yeah. I'll tell you what, again, briefly back to West Ham Fulham. I would actually fancy, with the game being so open as it is and end to end, I know people are always, bemoan his end product, but and a player who West Ham are looking to sign in January, I think Fulham should bring on Adama Traore, the guy who would it's a total outlet to stretch the play. And
your blind alleys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as long as he waits for someone to catch up with him, and then he can lay it off to them. That'll be it. But the game is very open. Ooh. There's Callum Wilson's
Callum Wilson in for West Ham. Can he get shot away? He can.
That is so unlucky.
He's unlucky there. He's unlucky.
He didn't have the pace, did he?
No.
He probably wanted to carry the ball a bit further towards goal.
Totally. But that's going to happen more. And Marcus Silva has to make, I would say, one or two more changes, because in this game, I think West Ham are the more likely to score. I think Fulham, West Ham are getting it up the pitch a bit quicker. And as I say, with both teams end to end, there's a lot of room now. And when there's a lot of room, a player like Adama Traore can come on and exploit that. Again, I know he's not the best finisher in the world, but actually that outlet and to be able to drive you up the pitch and it gives the opposition defence something to think about. So that would be a nice little, if indeed he does go to West Ham in January, maybe last thing he does in a Fulham shirt, come on and change the game for Fulham at West Ham.
The Wilson double, by the way, is possible now.
Still on both on the pitch?
It's unlikely, but it's possible.
It could happen.
50-1.
Okay, it can happen.
The Wilson double. This is from, I was looking to see if two Wilsons had ever scored in the same game together. And Callum Wilson and Harry Wilson both did score in a game in 2020.
Oh, did they?
January 2020. Wow. I was hoping for like a Wilson Palacios or something.
Yeah, okay.
We were going to do.
Yeah, I like
how many Wilsons? How many Wilsons can you name in the Premier League?
Yeah.
Maybe if we get to 5:15, we can.
It's too much going on for that sort of.
One thing certain is we've got an exciting final 20 minutes then to go. I'll just keep you bringing up to date with the latest that's going on. Arsenal are leading Brighton by 2 goals to 1. They did they doubled their lead early in the second half. Ruta scoring an own goal. Has pulled one back for Brighton. Looks like Gabriel Magalhaes is set to make his return for Arsenal and come on off the bench. Brentford are now 3 up at home to Bournemouth in the Premier League. Kevin Schade scoring early on in the second half. Bournemouth have had a couple of opportunities. They made 3 changes at half-time as they try and get themselves back into this game. It's still Burnley 0, Everton 0. Both sides are having chances in the second period. The best chance of Burnley fell to Marcus Edwards. Beto had a good flick for Everton, which just went wide. Liverpool 2, Wolves 1. Wolves pulled a goal back right at the start of the second half and are hanging in there and making life difficult for Liverpool. First time I've had you on the show, so much a very broad question to get you in. What have you made of City's first 18 games? I mean, have you been pleasantly surprised that you're a point behind Arsenal? Have you always sort of believed this is the City team that can win the league this season and will win the league this season?
I think after last year, I was feeling a little bit negative going into this season, obviously, because it was a huge drop-off last year. I think there was one point where we won, 1 game in 13. We lost 9 in a row in all competitions or something like that. So I obviously thought coming into this season, I didn't know how it was going to go. I also thought that if any year was going to be Arsenal's year, it would be this one, considering the fact that you've come second 3 years in a row and City don't look up to their best. But I think once the season started, for me, it became fairly obvious that Pep Guardiola's got that bit between his teeth again. And I think the difference now is that I think football has changed quite a lot anyway. I think you're not really seeing the same possession style of play, that same dominating teams, that same scoring 4, 5, 6 goals. Because I just don't think that teams defend that way. Teams don't allow you to do that. I think football is a lot...
Teams, even the lower teams, want to press a little bit.
They want to press a little bit higher. And I think the signings that City have made, although maybe initially didn't work out too well in terms of your Doku's and players like that, Núñez, for example.
They've come into form.
They've come into form because I think the style of football has changed a little bit. Doku has more space to get at people. He can beat people a bit easier. And then, if I'm being totally honest, and maybe I'm putting too much stocks into this man, but I did think as soon as we signed Donnarumma, I thought, okay, that's it. We're really going on a title charge now. Because I was saying to you before, I mean, we've won the last 3 Premier League games 3-0. And as we've all said, like, we haven't fully dominated all of those games. The Palace game, for example, we certainly could have been down. West Ham, the first 10 minutes after the second half, had some really, really good chances. Donnarumma again dominating. And I think you've got Haaland there up front, so you only need 2 or 3 chances a game.
If that, yeah.
If that. You've got Donnarumma at the back. So even if they have 5 or 6, it's going to take quite a lot to beat him. And I just think we're becoming clinical. We're nowhere near our best yet. I don't even think this is the final form of this team whatsoever. And the fact that we're only 2 points off Arsenal, without Rodri as well, does make me feel very confident going into the second half of the season, I've got to be honest.
I thought watching City this season, the City teams at their best would just suffocate teams, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
In terms of having 80% possession, teams could barely string a pass together against
Left by 100 passes.
Yeah,
Literally, yeah.
let alone create a chance, let alone score a goal. When I look at City compared to Arsenal, I think both teams going forward are great and can win games 3-4-0. And City got that explosiveness, that quality. But I just think teams, are finding joy against City and are creating chances against City. And I'm maybe just thinking if I compare City and Arsenal, I trust Arsenal a bit more defensively than City. And I know recent games suggest you want winning games and not conceding goals. But that Palace game, for argument's sake, could have very easily gone another way if they were a little bit more clinical. Does that worry you at all? Or do you just think because you've got a good keeper and you can outscore teams if not?
But the thing is, though, like when really under Pep, when have we ever been amazing defensively? Centurion season, I think the standard
better, wouldn't you?
I think we would control games better, but I think we would always give up big chances. I think that's what became a big problem with Ederson, didn't it? That his save percentage compared to shots he faced, we wouldn't concede that many shots.
Oh, first
Big
chance
chance.
of
You
the
gotta take that
afternoon
against
goes
him.
to Nottingham Forest. Callum Hudson-Odoi playing on the left-hand side. He cuts in and whips in a really good, dangerous ball. Igor Jesus and Morgan Gibbs-White both tried to get on the end of it. But in the end,
as well.
yeah, Igor Jesus is onside. And Maury Hutchinson, the back post, is offside. And really there, CJ, I think Morgan Gibbs-White times his run to perfection and just can't almost sort his feet out, can he, to make any connection with the cross? It's
one way he probably wishes his legs were a bit longer. He's made a fantastic run. As you said, it's a fantastic ball into the box. He just can't get anything on it. Kind of piggybacking off of what you lot said, this is the thing when you play City, you have to take these half chances against them or you're in trouble. So, yeah.
I'll ask you a question, CJ, because I'll be honest, I was one of those who did think in September.
We had many a show.
just stop the league now. But hey, hence why you're the expert and I'm not.
I wish, man.
But honestly, I know there's been a little bit of a drop-off in terms of Arsenal's consistency. But did you think that City would be this good and be this consistent and put this amount of pressure on you guys?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's Manchester City. I know last season was a bit of a wobble by their standards, but if you want to win a league or you're targeting challenging for a league, you have to expect City to be there. Personally, I think not just for my club or City or Aston Villa or many teams, there's been far too much conclusions drawn in the early part of the season. You know, you go back to the start of the year, Liverpool were running away with it. No one can get near Arsenal. City are...
That feels a long time ago now.
It was a long time ago now. City are the biggest and baddest. There's going to be a lot of fluctuation. Like, for me, before I look at City, I look at Arsenal. It's like there's just so much things we need to arrest internally. If we can do that, we're in with a chance. But again, it's a bit scary when you've got these lot chasing your tail, man. We just need to keep the talking points going every week.
I think the thing is, though, realistically, football changes so quickly, doesn't it? And the narratives change so quickly and conclusions get drawn, as you're saying. It's only been about 5 or 6 weeks that City have really actually been in the title race in the public.
And I think everyone as well. Look at
Villa. I think everyone, even until like a month or two ago, thought that the title race would be between Liverpool and Arsenal. As you say, everyone thought Liverpool were running away with it. Then everyone thought Arsenal were running away with it. And it was one of those things where you kind of sit back as a City fan and you just like, okay, right.
Or just as a football fan, man, if I'm honest, it's like, I understand it. Like, we like to talk and, a week's a long time, but I genuinely just feel there's far too many conclusions that have been drawn. Like, if we were just to talk about, like, several teams in isolation and then look at the league table, it would tell us a very different story. As you said, man, City are in a great run of form. As a non-City fan, the most impressive thing I've seen is your fullbacks, like the way they both invert, the compactness centrally with Foden and using a rich run of form.
Oh, that was a good through ball there. Played to Cherky. His first touch maybe wasn't the best one. He just
that man
went
as
away
well.
from him.
By the way, Cherky's probably worth a look at a goal. He's only got one goal in the Premier League this season, hasn't he? And when you look at his assists have been brilliant the last few games. When you look at last season, I think he averaged it was an assist every 3 games. And it didn't score that many. He scored 6 in about 30 league games, I think, in Ligue 1. But he's only got 1 in 12 this season. I fancy him for a goal. If not this game, it's coming. You know what I mean? I'd be looking.
He's a world-class player in the league.
For sure.
People obviously talk about Haaland because he scores 5 goals on average every game. But I mean, Cherky's finding form. But I've loved watching Phil Foden this season.
Yeah.
I like it when he plays more centrally.
Yeah,
Gets involved a little bit more, can drop deep, can get more involved in the game, and you ping the ball into in those tight spaces, quick feet, so good, technically so gifted. So Haaland gets all the goals. But has Foden been one of the real positives this season?
Yeah, he's been unbelievable. And I think kind of what we were just saying there about conclusions being drawn. He had such a poor year last year. Everyone was trying to write him off as if he hadn't won the player of the season before, as if he hadn't been one of City's best players over the last 5 or 6 years. And he's just back to form now. And it helps, of course, that he's got someone like Cherky playing alongside him who's kind of the same as him. And as I say, it also helps. Let me just watch that.
Yeah, long ball got played down the right-hand side for Nottingham Forest. Morgan Gibbs-White made the run. Ruben Diaz came across, and it's going to go out for a Nottingham Forest corner. Forest 0, Man City 0. And I guess one of the great things about the Premier League, despite Forest being just outside the relegation zone, you've got players like Gibbs-White, Anderson, Hudson-Odoi, Mario Hutchinson's finding form. Murilo Milenkovic last season was so good, so cliche, but really almost every team probably in the league apart from Wolves feels like I can give any team a game in the league, especially at home. And even Wolves, to be fair, against Arsenal.
Wolves gave us a game. Anyone can beat anyone on the day, man. It's the magic of the Prem.
Yeah, maybe not Wolves. Though.
Yeah, not
Wolves. They had a really good go at it. Don't get me wrong against Arsenal.
I can't wait for Liverpool.
We were very fortunate.
Liverpool 0, Wolves 0 now at 5 o'clock. I can't wait for that.
Half time.
Yeah, half time. Sure.
Yeah,
a late Ekitike goal.
Liverpool get the job done. I was just looking at the stats where you guys were talking about Haaland there. He's scored as many or more than 6 teams in the Premier League this season, this being one of them. 17 goals Forest have scored in the Premier League. Haaland scored 19, and he's had half as many shots on target as Forest. He had 37 shots on target, scored 19 goals. They've had 67 and scored 17.
We shouldn't be amazed by
it. It almost feels unfair, doesn't it, that he should be that good?
I mean, the nickname, the Robot, is just the most apt nickname of all time, isn't it? He's like a complete goal-scoring machine.
But then also I'm loving his new sort of social media age.
Yeah.
Where
that's what you want.
He comes across as a really, really good bloke.
Some personality.
Robot on the pitch, but a real sound bloke off the pitch, right?
That's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
One standing new from William Hill, 18+, gambleaware.org, terms and conditions apply. Pep Guardiola looks like a man on a mission. One of the very first things Kim Qatari said this afternoon as Pep's got the bit between his teeth. He is in front of the away fans. We can't hear what they're singing, but my guess is it's going something like, we've got
Guardiola, we've got Guardiola.
And the reason why Pep Guardiola and the Man City players have got a big smile on their face is because on Saturday, December the 27th, at just before 2:30, Man City, maybe just for a couple of hours, are top of the Premier League. The early game in the Premier League finishes Nottingham Forest 1, Man City 2. The first half, not the best games of football. Forest sitting deep, 11 behind the ball. Man City not at their best in possession. Second half, though, City took the lead very early on. Reinders scoring. Hutchinson equalised only a few minutes later. A lovely, lovely finish. The game went deep. Man City find a way to win. Cherky scoring the goal. And I've got to say, Kim Qatari, first time on the show, you said to me before we went to air that even when City were 10 points behind Arsenal 6 to 8 weeks ago, you always believed Man City was going to win this Premier League. Why is that?
You just have to go back through my socials to know that's true. I've said from about...
I don't think you're lying, man.
3 to 4 weeks in that I think City will win the league because... I've seen what Pep Guardiola's done. He's adapted to a completely new style of football. The whole Premier League has changed in the way it plays. The whole Premier League has changed. The way that teams attack, the way that teams defend. And it didn't work last year for City at all. It was a complete transition period. I thought it might take a little bit longer to adapt. I thought the new players might take a little bit longer to adapt. I didn't know how good Cherky was going to be, didn't know how good Reinders was going to be. Certainly could not have foreseen the Nico O'Reilly situation. So going into the new season, knowing that we hadn't bought a right back, and knowing that the only left back we'd bought was Aït-Nouri, who I wasn't 100% sure of, I did feel a bit negative. But once the patterns of play started to emerge, I just realised that Pep Guardiola has exactly what he wants. And he's said it many times in his press conference. Over the last couple of weeks especially, he says, oh yeah, you can tell that the players really have that desire to win. I don't think they had that last year, and they have that now. And you can see it today. Today is an exact example of why I think City will win the league. We didn't dominate the game whatsoever. We dominated possession in the first half. We had an XG of 0.3. We had no chances in the first half. In the second half, we were pretty susceptible at the back, let's be honest. They had a lot of chances to counter-attack, but resolute, strong defending, which we needed. And what, we had, would you say that half chance, the Cherky goal? One half chance, really? Wasn't a lot. And apart from that, again, the other chances that we had weren't big chances. They were balls into the box, but they weren't particularly great balls.
That's true.
Apart from the Foden one where the keeper made a great save, we don't need a lot to score, and the other team needs a lot to win. And that's why I'm very, very confident about City. There are also a lot of other factors in terms of what Arsenal are, how the fact that they don't like being chased, the fact that they've got this monkey on their back of 3 successive being ahead and coming seconds. And I think that's going to play a big part of their mentality.
You agree with that,
won't with
CJ?
us.
People use the word mentality a lot with Arsenal. Is that being overplayed, or based on what's happened in previous seasons?
We need to get the monkey off our back. Obviously, it's not nice being second all the time. It's take nothing away from City, take nothing away from Liverpool. This season, our greatest best friends or our worst enemies are ourselves. It's the injury situation. Lately, it's been away from home. It's Arteta, even with new players having to put the what do they call it online, the handbrake down. I think we just need to look internally. I don't subscribe to this pressure thing. I think it's a media thing. Naturally, there's an element of pressure on Mikel Arteta. He knows what he has to achieve. The players the same. But you're playing for Arsenal. You're playing for a big club. You're playing for a club where they always talk about how you haven't won it and how you need to do it this season. I don't think they live or die by that. I think the only pressure we've got is every other team has. And then obviously, we just need to get over the line. So I don't subscribe to it. I don't think we're nail-biting week in, week out. The only time I will subscribe to that is, as I said when we was online, is when you start looking at February, when you start looking at March. Are we going to still be in this kind of mix? Because we know these boys, City, they're playing well right now. They'll go on a mad run. We've seen it. The only time I've kind of seen that is actually the time when... What year was it that you lot won it on the last day? It's a couple of years ago.
Against which time?
Villa.
Yeah, no.
Villa.
Yeah,
2021.
Yeah. I think you lot played Villa and we played. That's the only time towards the end of the season I've seen a real consistent run of form from Arsenal. Simply put, just getting 3 points. So there's a lot that has to come into it. I think when I look at my club, I don't think we've been at our sparkling best. I don't think I've seen that best version of Arsenal. I don't think we've seen a consistent kind of level. So let's just bring it on. We know we're playing a great team with a great manager that's reinventing. This is the game, innit? This is it.
Can I just say, I don't subscribe massively to the pressure thing. I don't think Mikel Arteta and the players are going to be shaking in the changing rooms
Pressure's
now.
a privilege.
When I talk about mentality, I think some managers and some players have it, and some managers and some players don't have it. Pep Guardiola has the mentality, which is why he's won so many trophies.
100%.
That everyone is human, right? Mikel Arteta is not a robot. There is no way that he has not been affected mentally by the fact that they were ahead for 3 seasons and they've finished second. There's no way that that's not possible. There's no way it's not possible that he hasn't been affected by the fact that Arsenal spent 900 million quid and got no return. He will be affected by those things. And I think that this is not a good position for Arsenal to be in, being chased by City, being chased by the team who have done it to them.
I hear it, but for
before,
me,
and that's what I mean about the mentality. I don't subscribe to this whole Arsenal have got a super weak mentality and the players are feeble. I don't mean that.
No, I didn't suggest you said that.
I just mean that there's obviously going to be an extra level of nerves for Arteta and the Arsenal team, and I think what City have, as cringe as people call it, the shark mentality, but City do have that sort of apex predator mentality where they just go into games and they go into leagues and they just go in with the expectation of winning.
You are right, and obviously that's both teams have pros and cons. You lot have been there, done it, wore the t-shirt. People can accuse City of losing their hunger last season. They've got their mojo back. I kind of look at, I mean, all I can look at is our factors. Cool, we finished second in the last whatever years, but you should be more hungrier than them. Forgettability, you've never done it. You've never had those pitches. You should be wanting to defeat yourselves. This is why I'm so harsh on my football club. When we have gone through there was a point against Sunderland, we had like 2 losses in 18. That is a good team. It's now just about being a great team. Of course, Mikel Arteta, everyone's going to be scarred and shaped by their past experiences. That's what happens. You lot had it with Jurgen Klopp when you were 90 points clear and you didn't win the league. All you can do is use it to drive you forward. We've seen us be the chasers. We've seen us be chased. We finished second. And for me, I think, genuinely, I think it's all internally. I think City are here in a fight, but we know if we win our games, we've won the league. It's as simple as that. The one thing I would say, I do think we need to do something if we are to win this league that we haven't done since Coquelin and Santi Cazorla were our centre mids. We need to win at the Etihad. Sorry, that's where we need to. And I think when you look at pressure, I think Mikel Arteta at times, as much as I love him, he's his own worst enemy. There's times when he kind of puts the handbrake up when he needs to take risks. I think if he fixes this stuff, of course we could do it.
If you don't, is that it then? If this I'm just interested to know what your opinion is. If you don't win the league this year, what is going to have to happen for Arteta to be replaced by someone who
he's not going to get sacked? There's talk of getting a new contract. Obviously, I'm not happy to just be second, but if you do have that title race, if there is a bit of context with semi-finals or whatever in the Champions League, they're going to go again. My club isn't that club. That's going to... Because realistically, bro, if you want to get rid of Arteta now, you need to be joining like a list of targets up now. Does Arsenal strike you as a club doing that? We're not ready to get rid of it.
I've never thought that if Arsenal don't win the league, I can't see a way, especially if Arsenal finish on 88 points and miss out 2 points on City. I just don't see a way.
I'm not saying he should be sacked, but obviously that is harsh. If that happens, you'll sympathise with him. But we are getting to that stage now. It doesn't matter if they got 100 points and you got 99 or whatever. You need to get over the line now. We're a good team. You're a great manager. We're great tactically. We can compete physically. You need history now. These players deserve it. The fans deserve it. We've got all the great statistics. It's silverware time now.
Arsenal playing at 3 at home to Brighton. Kim, in terms of today, a quiet day for Erling Haaland, but I guess it's also a good sign that he didn't have his best game, didn't score, but yet the likes of Foden, Cherky and Reinders stepping up and look very good offensively. Yeah,
exactly. And I mean, Haaland scored a ridiculous amount of goals, and there's no doubt in my mind that if Haaland wasn't there, we would be nowhere near the top of the league. And I think if he gets injured now for the rest of the season, we won't win the league. I think there's no point in trying to reduce the impact that Haaland has on this City team. He is the most important player. But I think when he has games like this, he doesn't... Because he doesn't score and because he doesn't assist and because he doesn't get on the ball, you think it's a bad game. It's not a bad game at all. Cherky wouldn't have had anywhere near that space in the penalty area if Haaland wasn't on the pitch. 2 players have to go and mark him from corners. 2 players have to mark him from every set piece. 2 centre-backs have to stick really close together because they can't give him space to run. And that allows those players like Phil Foden and like Cherky to have loads of space. So, yeah, he had like a poor game, but his value on the pitch is still...
All strikers.
He was still almost the most important player on the pitch because of how he disrupts the other team.
Yeah, 7 passes I think he had today. But like you said, it's off the ball where he's occupying defenders constantly. Interestingly, Arsenal still obviously the title favourites, 8-11. That gives them an implied probability of winning the title of 58%. City 5-4, which is the shortest they've been, 44% chance of winning the title. So obviously, if Arsenal don't pick up a point today, it'll be really close to see whether City are title favourites or not. Probably a pick 'em. But yeah, looking forward to... I mean, the thing about Arsenal now is really what they need to do today is come out and have no doubt over Brighton. And just go and win the game, win the game
comfortably,
and be like,
Don't focus on the outside noise. You need to get 3 points today. It's as simple as that. Do your job. Everything else takes care of itself. Just get your 3 points. Leave that to the media.
And you saw that at the end with Pep does look like this season he's just got an extra spring in his step. Almost like last season, probably the fact that City was so bad would have motivated him even more to want to come back and almost Pep 2.0, Man City 2.0. Sure, he can do it when everything's going good. He's got the best plays, but can he sort of reshape a team, rebuild a team? And you see with those celebrations there, not often you see Pep right in front of the way and do you taking the applause.
You can tell that was a really big game, I think. I think you can tell that was a really important... I mean, you said this could be a huge final 10 minutes in the title race, and it was. That was a really, really important win.
When you got 2 teams that close, it feels like every final 10 minutes now, and from now until the end of the season is going to be like that.
And look, I earmarked it. I think that's that was one of 3 very difficult away games for the rest of the season. I think now we've got Anfield and we've got Spurs where we never do particularly well. And I think you
can't see Spurs taking points off you this season.
Yeah, but you could have said that. You could have said that for the last 6 out of 7 years.
Well, the build. Well,
over them, man.
when it really matters, Spurs don't want to take points off Man City.
No, that's true. Well, they tried their hardest, apparently.
Oh no, they did. When Son went racing through clear on goal, we tried his hardest to put that ball, didn't he?
Best save of all time. That one.
Another thing we spoke. Arsenal got some injuries haven't they, of course, but something we shouldn't forget is about Haaland's quality. You got Ballon d'Or winner from the previous year who's barely kicked a football in the last 2 years. And on the bench again today, didn't come off the bench, but you do just think, big if, you can get Rodri at 75% fitness. How important that is. I still think he can get...
for stepping up as well.
Well, that's the thing.
I think Gonzalez... I thought he struggled early in the season, Gonzalez. But I think he's eased into the season and he's looking a lot more comfortable in front of that back.
The best I've seen him in a City shirt as a non-City fan. It's like he's finally taking his chance and he's like, okay, you're the deputy for Rodri type of thing. It makes sense.
It's kind of mad to say, but we are top of the league, right? And we haven't missed Rodri that much. I mean, we don't know what would have happened if he was playing, but you can't get much. I mean, I know it's only for a couple hours or 2 hours or whatever, but you can't get much better than being top of the league. And we've had our Ballon d'Or injured for Ballon d'Or player injured for the whole season, and that's a huge testament for Nico.
Points, man.
He's just been absolutely unbelievable. I don't know what happens when Rodri is fully back fit.
He comes straight back in for Gonzalez.
Does Nico go immediately to the bench after the half season he's had?
But you think he plays them both together?
No.
I think you could play them both together.
Unpepped playing them both together, maybe?
I honestly don't know. I think it'd be really harsh on Nico for him to get replaced by Rodri immediately. I don't know how that works because he has been really good. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how
well, it's a nice option to have, isn't it?
It's a really good option to have,
The best thing is you can ease Rodri in because it does seem like he's been getting a little bit of setbacks and then you're always on this Ferris wheel of just never quite being fit. And I'm sure he's taking extra caution because I know we only really care about our clubs, but a lot of these guys are going and playing for their countries in next year.
Yeah.
I want to get rest.
That's a good point. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
And just final thing, Kim, on Man City before we let you go and enjoy your other half's birthday.
Phil
Foden, happy birthday, there we go.
Happy birthday.
Phil Foden, once again, he's got the bit between his teeth this season. Almost makes you think, what on earth happened to him last season?
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I think, to be honest, with Phil Foden, I think it was quite well publicised that he struggled a little bit internally, a little bit with his mental health, and we forget about that with football players, don't we? We forget about it quite a lot. And I think for Foden as well, he's had a meteoric rise playing for his boyhood club who he's been at his entire life, won absolutely everything, and then probably last year was the first time really things hadn't gone his way, and he probably just had a little bit of a wobble. I mean, he's still a little lightweight, I would say, and that's just the type of player that he is. I think in some of those, in some of those really big fighting games, like Arsenal away, for example, that 1-1, he doesn't really seem to thrive that well in those sort of positions. But today he was absolutely unbelievable. His technical ability today,
the guy's ridiculous.
He really is amazing, and I think all the plaudits have gone to Turkey, but we've got a lad from Stockport who's kind of the same.
Do you think we just take him for granted sometimes in the country? It wouldn't happen. It did not happen in any other tournament in the world, right?
Yeah, no, it's great. So
it's going to sound so bad, but I love when the lasers from the fans are... I love it. I love the drama. I love it.
One of the highlights so far was, I think it was during Senegal's game, there was a man who was dressed, I can only describe as head to toe like a disco ball. Just reflective gear. I don't know who he was supporting. No idea. He didn't
just
give
there for the vibes, man.
It must be. He's like, you know what? Maybe he's from Ghana. He's thinking my team didn't come, so I'm going to be so neutral that it's just everything's going to reflect off me. I'm not pinning any colours to my mask. Brilliant.
Just supporting good vibes.
I think. Hey, why not?
Sometimes you got to, man.
Celtic did equalise, by the way, at Livingston, so we played 10 minutes in that game.
Okay.
Livingston 2, Celtic 2.
Did Big Wilfred nip to the loo or something?
No.
Get him back in that dugout.
He went to call Martin O'Neill to come and give him back. Bukayo Saka then for Arsenal down the right-hand side. He comes in on the inside. Can he get a shot?
Hit the target. It's better.
So good, isn't he? Those quick feet.
Saka is inevitable. I call him the Black Iron Robin for a reason because that's what he kind of does. But someone like him has to do better. We have chances. I actually feel since the Wolves game, we've actually done better getting in the final third and creating chances. But we're not clinical enough yet. We're not clinical. In 13 minutes in, maybe I'm harsh. We should be 2 goals up. We genuinely should.
Marcus, what did you make of? I don't know if you saw much of the City earlier, but they just seem to, even not at their best, the winning games of football.
There's an air of inevitability about it. I still think Arsenal will win the title.
I hope so.
Because I think
Ødegaard, some shoot, man. Yeah! There we go. Shoot! I said I wanted an early goal.
Right on cue. Right on cue.
The CLASS-WEGIAN wonder god. They talk on my captain far too much. 0-0, boys. I need an onslaught today. I'm not happy. Gyokeres, you need a goal as well. Stop smiling. Come on, let's go, boys. We've got things to do today.
Is that not just a vintage Martin Ødegaard goal? He's got so much
We ain't
space
seen it for years.
25 yards out. I thought he was going to do what Saka tried to do a bit earlier and try and whip it in the far corner.
Oh, man, when the sun's shining, at the Emirates, Ødegaard's cash money at the carpet.
Yeah.
Love that captain, man. Let's go.
Beats the goalkeeper at his near post. It's Brighton trying to play out from a goal kick. Lewis Dunk passing it back to his goalkeeper, and Brighton try and be way too clever. Play a ball into midfield. It's really aggressive from Nkape, who wins it back. Headed from Rice to Saka.
Look how attacking Rice is.
Yeah, he's got way too much time, Saka. Ødegaard's unmarked, and he beats the goalkeeper at his near post. Have you been surprised at some of the criticism Ødegaard's come under in the last few months?
Yes and no. I think a lot of it is valid because I do think we have a lot of attacking players that don't really show a consistent level of performance. I still think we're kind of reliant on Saka. I don't think everything's his fault. I do think it's getting into scapegoating Ødegaard, if I'm honest with you. Like, his season's been stop, start. But I understand when you've got a talented Wanyeri that plays in his position, getting no opportunities. When you've got Eze, I understand the clamour for Ødegaard to simply buck up his ideas. And it's a big year for Ødegaard. Obviously, we're trying to win what we're trying to win. Him and his countrymen have qualified for the World Cup. We need to. And I just don't think Ødegaard's quite been what he was a couple of years ago. Remember our first title challenge race where we were scoring and whatnot? I do think people also don't consider the fact that Ødegaard, in many ways, he has the most complicated role in this Arsenal team. He's got a press, he's got to stand in certain areas. You're going to see him
come short and dictate.
Come short and get off the centre halves at some point. I do think he could be a bit stronger, similar to what Kim was saying earlier with Foden. I got the early goal, which I wanted. We're playing the game at our tempo. We have had some counter-attacking moves that I feel we could take more advantage of. I know 1-0 to the Arsenal's a famous chant, and I do back us to win regardless, but more goals. Kill the game. Kill any hope Brighton have. Because Brighton are not even in the best of form. I know they got a good record against us, but kill their optimism. And we could... decent ball into the box by Bukayo Saka. Nobody's there. The only thing that scares me is naturally Brighton do have options off the bench that can kill you. They are a good side, and they haven't taken advantage of it, but a couple of times we've overplayed. You see, similar to the goal that Forest scored earlier today, like the counter-attack is on for Brighton, if I'm honest with you. But other than that, we're good value in this 24 minutes for our lead.
How's Victor Gyokeres started?
I mean, Victor Gyokeres, the most interesting thing he's done is obviously missed that chance, concede a foul. I mean, you know how it is for Arsenal playing against these deep blocks. Gyokeres isn't going to get any service. He's going to survive on scraps today. And I'm at the point with Gyokeres, I think you got to force your own luck a bit. So I hope you do that. You're playing against... You and Trossard are playing against your former team. Remind them why they've made mistakes.
I mean, with Gyokeres, I understand that, he's not kind of set the Premier League alight or anything, but it is a big step up for him. And going into an Arsenal team who are going for the title again, a totally different situation than anything he's used to. I know it's Sporting, obviously. They challenge for titles and all the rest of it, but it's not quite the same. So people, because there was talk of Gyokeres and then Šeško was the other one.
They both would have struggled in the system.
Yeah, of course. And I think, obviously Šeško being at Manchester United hasn't, again, done too much there, but I don't think we'll know for a while if Šeško's a good player or not, because, under Amorim at Manchester United, it seems a bit of a funny one, even though they're doing all right, relatively speaking. But, yeah, with Gyokeres, he really needs a season to kind of bed in at Arsenal. Yeah. But everyone wants to hit... Everyone
wants instant results.
Totally. You want him to hit the ground running because the title is really up for grabs.
And we've been crying for a striker as well. Do you know what it is?
Totally.
Gyokeres is a weird one in that there's certain things that I think he can't be blamed for, and I think there's stuff that he could be blamed for. I think about, like, last season, we had problems with attack anyways. People were saying, Arteta, there's something you need to do tactically. You've brought in Eze, you've brought Zubimendi, you've brought Gyokeres. Still nothing's changed. That being said, you're playing against low blocks. You're competing with serious centre-halves. So I do see some encouragement because Gyokeres hasn't run away from that challenge. He does compete. He does offer all the other facets that Arteta wants, but we need goals. And I think that one is a twofold. I think we need to create chances, but I think he needs to do things a bit quicker. I think one thing that goes against him is, obviously, you have signed for Arsenal, so there is going to be a level of criticism, but people make out that we've signed this guy for 100-odd million quid. When you did what you did at Sporting, the record you had, the clamour of wanting a forward, the fact that you've taken a number 14 shirt, there's going to be a lot of pressure. I genuinely think he'll score some goals. Whether you're going to be the guy to be the talisman or if you've got to be a secondary option, I'm not sure. Because at this moment in time, we've got him who can play up front, Marino can go up front, Kai can go up front, obviously Jesus is back. I don't know which one I put my hat on. I still tend to believe in the bigger games, when Kai Havertz is fit, that will be the striker. Like, if we're playing City or Liverpool tomorrow, them guys are going to be up front for us. So, yeah.
Do you think Gyokeres improves Arsenal?
No, I wouldn't necessarily say improves. I don't think I've seen that quality yet. I do think he works his socks off. I do think he's linking up well with his teammates. I do think Arsenal have met. I think Gyokeres has met Arsenal halfway in terms of what Arteta wants from a striker. I think we need to facilitate goals for him. We've got a striker that, I know he scored free kicks and whatnot in Portugal, but statistically, look at his heat map. His goals come inside the penalty box.
Yeah.
So if you're starving a limited striker of service, what really could we ask? And I genuinely believe, if Gyokeres was at a couple of other teams in the Premier League and maybe a couple of our attackers full stop, you look at them differently. So I do think there's something for Arteta to change.
Yeah.
I'm backing him.
Fulham, we'll have him on loan next season.
Yeah,
about that.
And you know what? And the final thing I'll say on Gyokeres, I just think a lot of fans are aesthetic merchants, specifically at Arsenal. You're allowed to criticise him, but he's a bulldozer. He's a bit ugly. He's not really that beautiful forward. Jesus was that, but he couldn't score. I've not given up on Gyokeres yet. I will say, though, it looks like you might just be a squad player. We might need to dip in the market again.
Got 5 in 15, so he's like 1 in 3. It's not terrible, is it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 1 in 2 is obviously a great scoring record. So, it wouldn't take much to change that, but it's just showing up in the big game.
Because when he comes there, Arsenal were in this situation where they're going
enough.
Yeah, they didn't really have a particularly long title challenge, did they, last season? But they still got the semi-final of the Champions League. And I'll tell you,
That's when we needed Gyokeres.
Well, that's when we needed it. As I'm saying this, West Ham have had another chance. To be honest with you, Fulham are living pretty dangerously.
There was a header from Mateus Fernandes a few minutes ago from close range, which went wide. And this time, Ollie Scholes just floats in a long high ball to the back post. Kilman wins the header. And he comes back to Somerville from close range markers. The shot takes a block of a Fulham player and goes out wide. But it's in the last 10, 15 minutes. It's been all West Ham.
Well, it has been, yeah. I mean, West Ham probably should be a goal up, you would think. I mean, the header was a great chance.
The Bowen chance to keep it save well.
Bowen's, forced Leno to make a couple of good saves. They're piling on the pressure. They know that this is as close to must-win as it can be after 17, 18 games of the season. This is a real chance for them because, as I say, I think Fulham, I do fancy Fulham to win this game. But by the odd goal perhaps. But from West Ham's point of view, they're obviously against Manchester City the other game. You're not expected to go and win there, but they've been so poor this season that these home games. What have they got? Fulham at home, and I think is it Brighton next? Forgive me if that's wrong, but it's
another nice home game.
Go on, Sats.
Yeah, and it's.
Oh,
so it's a chance for West Ham to get a few points, really. And my goodness, they need them because even if Leeds get a point tomorrow at Sunderland, you know what I mean? It piles the pressure on them so much. So West Ham look like they're fully aware of the situation. Of course they are, and they've been playing pretty well these last sort of 10 minutes. And as I say, on another day they'd be a goal up, but it's still 0-0.
Liverpool hit the bar against Wolves. Alexis McAllister had a shot from just outside the box, which I think Jose Sarr actually pushed it onto the bar. He's made a good save. Liverpool, of course, as you'd expect, dominating all the possession at Anfield. And finding it difficult to break down a stubborn Wolves defence. So our bottom without a win, but are making life difficult for the opposition. There's also, are we calling it half a chance for Burnley and Broja? There was a kind of a flighted ball in from the left-hand side, and Broja did get his head on it, but just sort of got up a little bit too early, didn't he, and headed over. Yeah,
it's there's not a lot of quality in this game. I mean, not for want of trying. It's a pretty open match. I think you've just shown the stats there. Like in terms of the attempts on goal, there have been them, and it's open. But I don't change my opinion of what we said before this match. You can imagine it being a one goal either way. Diblin's been really good, probably the standout player this afternoon. Ball into the box have been good, but it's that same thing again, isn't it? If you're flying the ball into the box and Beto's on the end of it, then you're going to need a few of those to result in a goal. You're going to maybe need 3 or 4 of those.
You almost forgot about Tyler Diblink. I mean, there was so much talk, wasn't there, about him last season?
Honestly, he's been really good today.
And there's no Grealish, there's no Endar, there's no Dewsbury Hall, so I'm fairly certain this will be his first Premier League start.
Going back to Gyokeres again, 1 in 3 in the Premier League, but 1 in 2 in the Champions League. He scored 2 in 4 starts, so it's like. It's not terrible, is it? He's getting I think he's getting a bad rap.
But it's the circumstance. It's the circumstance that Arsenal, again, we talk about them. They are challenging
ingredients in the cocktail.
Exactly, they're challenging for titles. They get to the semi-final of the Champions League last season, and actually, I think did better against PSG than maybe they got credit for. Obviously, they lose the game ultimately, but they had some chances. And you look at all that, and when they're playing those games, they've got Mikel Merino playing up front. And Mourinho himself said he'd never played up front before that season. And you think, how on earth have a side like Arsenal gone into a semi-final of a Champions League and other games, and they don't have a striker, obviously because of injuries. But how is that club not equipped for that?
It was romantic against Real Madrid, and then against PSG,
totally.
It came down to competence.
But therefore, CJ, when the transfer window opens, they have to buy a striker. And when you've got a side who are legitimately challenging for the Premier League and the Champions League, whoever they sign, everyone's going to go, well, you've got to start brilliantly.
Because I mean,
you've got to be
right,
at the races.
Right.
And of course, whoever they have signed, who realistically could they have signed? It was Osimhen, who it seems a bit of an odd one now. Šeško, I think they went. Gyokeres would have been a better option. Yeah. You start saying the names. It's not like
I think in hindsight we should have went for Hugo Ekitike, but you're right. Like whoever we signed, there would have been an element of scrutiny. I still think there's an attacking text that had to be with them. The one thing I would say with Gyokeres that I liked about him is something different. Clearly, my club liked Šeško because we was linked with him. I don't know if Berta coming in has kind of changed that, but Gyokeres is a different striker. He's not an Arteta striker on paper. Obviously, Gyokeres is not Haaland and Pep Guardiola. Sorry, Arteta is not Pep Guardiola. But you look at Pep, he had to change for Haaland. I thought that would have happened for Mikel Arteta. Obviously, my club would have benefited from that, but also the coaching philosophy. So I still think there's that. And obviously, the man never had a pre-season. It is the first half of the season in general. He's not the first nor the last to kind of been written off early doors.
Yeah.
But I do think in the last few weeks, he needs to force his own luck because at some point, you believed in your qualities to sign for this football club. And I know a lot of Arsenal fans sit there and go, oh, yeah, Arteta wanted Šeško. That's great. Šeško isn't here. Gyokeres is.
And by the way, Šeško's, I mean, if we're talking about new strikers coming in, Šeško's, I mean, two goals in 14, I think he's got. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, he's been invisible. I know he had a bit of he had a knee injury for a few weeks, didn't he? But, but he hasn't showed. You know, you look at what Mbumo's gone in there, and he's their leading scorer. He's like second in the shots on target list in the Premier League. So I know he's already played in the Premier League and he's established. But yeah, I think if you're ranking strikers who were signed in the summer, then Šeško's well below Gyokeres for me.
Yeah, and obviously I know he's injured now, but Isak, I know it's been a bit crazy at Liverpool, but you can't just you're not playing fantasy football. You have to go into a team. There's a culture.
Don't just plug and play.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So but I take your points totally about Gyokeres. This is not an impassioned defence of the man. In terms of what he's done already. I'm just saying, it is still early days. That's the only thing Arsenal fans might be able to cling to.
Some are very harsh to him. Like, no one's above criticism, but to completely write off Gyokeres is crazy to me.
The only thing I was going to say, sorry, is what you said earlier, CJ, when I said, does he improve them, and you weren't sure. That has to be a yes fairly soon.
Because it's the goals. It's because, again, if I'm just talking about, respectfully to Gyokeres, if I'm just talking about how you work the channels, you drop deep, you bring other people into play, all the other guys can do that. So there's nothing that separates you. The one thing that gives me encouragement is the players say it, and Arteta says it, we need to find Gyokeres sooner. There are times he's just interested in, boom, I'm off the last shoulder. We're not hitting him quick enough. And the one excuse I do give him, I don't believe we've gone up the gears that we need to in the final third. I piggyback off last season. I just think it's kind of new players, same issue. Now, granted, people have been injured, but many people would say we're arguably the greatest defensive side in Europe. We're decent in midfield. You probably wouldn't say that about our attackers, regardless of the statistics. So that is on the gaffer and the coaching staff to make it work.
A little bit handbrake on it feels.
Exactly, yeah.
But you know what? Against Everton, it was only 1-0 and for Arsenal.
There was a reaction from the Wolves game.
Chance Everton.
I thought the ball was going to run for Beto, but it was a really good last-ditch tackle.
It's gone, right?
So we've got 10 minutes to go there until half-time in our 3 o'clock games. It's still Arsenal 1, Brighton 0. Arsenal have won each of their last 5 Premier League home games. Martin Ødegaard giving them the lead. Kevin Schade gave Brentford the lead at home to Bournemouth. They're 1 up and are playing very, very well. Bournemouth have won just 1 of their last 15 away league games against Brentford. Still Burnley 0, Everton 0. A game of football lacking really any quality. Everton have won just 2 of their last 14 away Premier League games against newly promoted sides. Liverpool Wolves is still goalless. Wolves at the moment doing a pretty good job of sitting deep and frustrating Liverpool. Only Aston Villa with 7 are currently on a longer unbeaten run in the Premier League than Liverpool. And no goals at the London Stadium, but plenty of chances. West Ham 0, Fulham 0. West Ham have lost all 5 of their Premier League games against fellow London sides this season. And Marcus, no goals, but it looks pretty end-to-end.
More up the Fulham end, to be honest with you. As I say, Fulham have had a couple of shots from range. Ariel have made quite a strange save from a long-range hit from, I think it was Joachim Andersen, and the ball went away. So West Ham fans' hearts would have been in their mouths there. West Ham have equipped themselves pretty well. But those West Ham fans know that they are good for a rick. And that was an example where you can do all the hard work in the world and you can even create chances and maybe even score the odd goal. If you're going to be really leaky in defence, then it will count for very, very little. Exactly. So West Ham on top will feel that they probably should be a goal ahead. As I'm saying, this lovely ball it's dealt with. Fulham probably happy not to be behind, but know that there's a lot of time in this game and chances should start appearing, particularly in the second half.
10 points in 12 games for Nuno, by the way. 10 points in 12 games. It's unbelievable.
Or however way you slice it.
Yeah.
Celtic are in front away at Livingston 2, Celtic 3. They were 1 down, they were 2-1 down. They now find themselves 3-2 up.
Martin O'Neill's on the phone.
Martin O'Neill's thinking, I'll see you Monday morning, TalkSport. Maybe the following Monday. I won't be. That was half a chance to every Arsenal CJ.
Yeah,
cross-side down the left-hand side.
Yeah, Sam, we've done well. I mean, that's a great ball from Rice. Is that going to come to anything unlucky? No, we've made some great...
Brighton had a sniff going forward.
No. They had a corner. That was about it. We broke very well. We've really had a lot of chances. We just need to convert them and put some more daylight between the sides. Everybody here knows that 1-0, there's still a bit of hope, there's still a bit of optimism. I don't want that. I want a bit of a... I've never subscribed to it, but I do want a bit of a statement in reaction to City obviously winning earlier.
Yeah, it bodes well that Brighton haven't had a sniff. But as you say...
Yeah, but 1-0.
It only takes a second.
Exactly.
It's a strange-looking Brighton team, though, because there's no Danny Welbeck in it. Minter's on the bench as well.
Welbeck's on the bench as well.
Welbeck's on the bench, Minter's on the bench, Mitoma's injured. You have to say probably Minter and Welbeck have been two of their
Yeah, Welbeck wasn't even in the squad. I think he was injured last week. Wasn't even in the squad last week, so I think he's coming back. So since everyone was talking about him being in the England squad for the World Cup, he's gone. Yeah, his form's gone down a bit now. It's obviously Dominic Calvert-Lewin's turn to have all that attention, isn't it? So whoever's scoring goals at any point this year gets the attention.
Well, I tell you, Brighton might be in the market for a striker in January in a few weeks.
Leno manages to push away the ball. It gets pushed away. They cross the face of goal. It's Dwight McNeil back at Burnley, and then the ball gets whipped across the face of goal. And to be fair, there to Beto, it's a lovely flick, isn't it, round the corner? And the goalkeeper Dubravka has to do really well to get down low to his right hand side, but he keeps the ball out. But that was the best chance of that game. There remains Burnley.
Also having
what a chance for Bowen!
Goodness.
How's Bowen not scored? Is that Magarsa who gets to the byline for West Ham, pulls the ball back across the face of goal, and Jared Bowen, singing his praises all game,
he should score.
He's literally a couple of yards out.
Look at him.
He just doesn't get anywhere near enough good connection on it.
He can't believe he's missed.
Fulham here are hanging on a little bit, Marcus, aren't they?
West Ham have sort of turned the screw here. I mean,
it's an open game though. Fulham have had the chances as well, haven't they?
Fulham, yeah. Well, I was saying Fulham have been a little bit better in this second half, but West Ham in the last few minutes have kind of come back into it. It's a bit more end to end.
How did Bowen not score there? A couple of yards out.
It's a bit more difficult than you're making up, but he should be bagging some.
Well, I mean,
possibly, but he should.
Look at the man's reaction.
I think it comes to him quicker than maybe I thought it would. From a couple of yards out, you'd expect him to sort of feet out.
If there's anyone you back Bowen in that's cash money.
You would.
Unfortunately, it weren't then.
I mean, I tell you what, West Ham they brought on was it Brighton.
You need to switch on. You need to switch on.
That 20-1.
Gomez has scored at the Emirates Stadium. This game is not over yet.
Recently, man.
3 minutes gone. Arsenal 2, Brighton 1. There was a shot from distance, 25 yards out, which came thundering off the post. And Gomez in the right place at the right time. First time shot into the back of the net. CJ, this is well and truly game on.
Game on, like you said. This is why I wanted more goals, because now it becomes the dangerous scoreline, which is 2-1. Credit to the Brighton lad for reacting well. That's the worst thing we've done today. What are we doing? We're not following runners. It's a cheap goal, man. Bit of fortune now.
Brighton have had nothing. They've had nothing, and now it's 2-1.
But this is why you take your chances.
Totally, yeah.
Because now it's a nervy one, and anyone that goes to the Emirates, you could probably hear a pin drop right now. We're a bit nervous.
Yep.
I think we're getting a bit open in midfield. Arteta, I need to see all the hand signs now. I'm nervous. I'm very, very nervous.
It's not what you want, is it?
Not what you want. I still back us, but
Well, I tell you what, they need a quick response here. Like they did against Wolves.
Because Gyokeres...
Another own goal will do you.
Because Gyokeres hit the post just before that, like a few moments before that, and I always think about those moments. Is that where the game goes kind of left? As an Arsenal...
Yeah, it wouldn't be good.
Can I just say that Gabriel has just come on for Arsenal? Never have I seen a fan base be so excited about having a centre-half coming on with 20 minutes to go.
I'm buzzing, man. It's written in the stars he scores for.
That is huge.
And you know what, Marcus? The way the game's gone, I need my best defenders on the pitch to see out the game. I'm happy for Magalhaes. He's had 2 big injuries this year as well.
He has.
It's crazy. Apparently, Kai Havertz is close to being back fit. We need our players.
But, I mean, what is such an important player, but... Yeah, so talismanic for Arsenal. It just a centre half to have that sort of, I don't know, not status, but that. It's the goal scoring, it's the defending. Chance for West Ham again.
Jared Bowen's literally carried the ball.
He was getting nibbled out,
and he carries it. Such good close ball control, good balance. He carries it such a long way. He picks out Wilson on the right-hand side, and his first-time shot from just inside the box goes over. But it feels like it's Jared Bowen v Fulham here, pretty much, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I understand Wilson. Look, at the end of the day, he has a chance to shoot at goal from inside the box, and he skied it. He's got to do better. For West Ham, those chances have got to go in. Again, as a Fulham fan, I'm delighted he's missed. But this game, if West Ham, I think even if they draw this game, it ends 0-0 or 1-1, I think they'll be a touch disappointed. If Fulham can find a way to win this, it will be such a demoralising result. If they can win it, though, West Ham, my goodness, it's a late Christmas present for them. But the game is there for the taking. As I say, there's a lot of gaps appearing. There's mistakes that
finished.
Oh, what ball?
Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Got to do better than that.
That was a lovely ball. Was that Trossard who
Trossard was involved. Jesus has kind of made his own block in this. Trossard's been very good today, man. That was actually Mikel Merino who delivered. Merino's been all right.
That's where you want Gyokeres to be.
That's where
in that 6-yard box to make that run. And
them chances only happen when Gyokeres is off the pitch.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's where you want to send it forward to, because that'd be a tapping for Haaland, wouldn't it?
But I understand why Gyokeres came off. He looked knackered. He has done, like we were speaking about when we had our segment. He has done all the other facets of a forward. We just need goals. I'm happy to kind of going back to what Marcus said. I'm happy to see Magalhaes back. Like, I think us Arsenal fans, we have this discussion a lot. Who would we miss more, Saliba or Gabriel Magalhaes? I think when you're trying to fight for a title, we miss Gabriel Magalhaes a lot more. Yeah. He's the guy he's like the big brother. He's the one. Anyone that's played Sunday League is the guy that talks and makes sure
you fear him. If you're an opposition player, you fear him,
and he keeps everybody's cool heads. Like, we really have missed him.
Arsenal 2, Brighton 1, Burnley 0, Everton 0, Brentford 3, Bournemouth 0, Liverpool 2, Wolves 1. Goodness me. If that remains 2-1 going into the final 5-10 minutes, it's going to be nervy times at Anfield. Still West Ham 0, Fulham 0. Danny Welbeck looks set to come on.
In the stars, I said.
It's that time, isn't it? The last 15 minutes.
I need a third.
With the groans and the moans from the microphone.
I need a third.
You can't beat it.
The noises during the City game were mainly like purring about Foden.
Turkey, really,
Foden just chesting it down in front of the defence and like wandering away with it somewhere, and Turkey doing stuff. But yeah. Brun Larsen's just gone off, and Jadon Anthony on for Burnley, as they're obviously going to have a go at this and try and win the game.
If I'm Burnley and West Ham in this situation,
it's there for you. It's there for you.
You've got to gamble and try and get the 3 points. They're in the bottom 3.
Absolutely,
a bit of a gap is coming. They're both playing well. They've had chances. Then you've got to look and try and grab this game by the scruff of the neck and win the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, but you look at the West Ham bench. I mean, they brought Wilson on. They've not got a lot to bring on. I mean, I think Souček sometimes gets the odd goal, but he feels like the type of player you bring on if you're chasing the game and you need a draw kind of thing.
It gives you that different option at least, I guess, when balls into the box.
The way the game's going, though, there is an argument.
Nice, man.
The way the game's going, though, if you're Nuno, I think your temptation is, and I think Silva looks like he's the same of. Let's see what's happened. Let's see what happens here. A point isn't a disastrous result for Fulham.
No, not for Fulham.
You'd be slightly disappointed because West Ham
you're playing second, third, bottom.
No, of course.
I know you're away, but surely you want your teammate to try and win this game.
Of course you do. Of course you do. But you're right saying you're playing the second bottom, but you're also 76, 77 minutes into the game, and on another day, Semenyo scored.
Yeah, well, how many more goals is Semenyo going to score for Brentford? They were absolutely woeful in the first half. They made 3 changes at half-time. They've been better since Brentford scored that third goal early in the second half. Is there possibly a late comeback on for Bournemouth? Antoine Semenyo has scored for Bournemouth. That's 3 in a row now for him after he had a little lean spell after starting the season. Also, Harry Wilson chance. Areola fumbles it, and that's really, really good defending there. So Brentford 3, Bournemouth 1. The play comes from down the right-hand side. Good play there. Good, strong drive into the box. Brentford want a foul. And then the shot comes in, and then Semenyo from close range. Back heel finish into the back of the net.
Oh, my days. Raya, thank the Lord for you. Arteta, we need subs. Legs are tired. David Raya, you've just earned your dinner tonight. You've saved us. Absolutely saved us. How you've kept that out by Minte, I don't know. It's great play from Brighton.
What a save.
Brighton, please.
Minter with
That is a
strike.
Went through from Man United winning yesterday. 2 pick Fulham today, 2 pick Brentford. The rest are all out.
Wow.
So that's well over 100. Sunderland have got 164, so that's obviously a rest on them. If they lose or draw, then that's down to 6 players. The 50k game that started in game week 2, 1 person picked Fulham today. There's still Palace. 1 person's got Palace, someone's got Forest, and 18 have got Sunderland. But there's a couple here that if Sunderland don't win, they're over, basically. Tomorrow there's like 8 people with Sunderland in a 50k game. The £200,000 game, 1 player picked Brentford today. 7 have Sunderland. So if Sunderland lose tomorrow or draw, they win 200k tomorrow.
Blimey.
Unbelievable.
That'd be a nice
You'll be
Christmas
watching that. Yeah, you'll
Lovely
be watching
Christmas
that game a little nervous, won't you? Sunderland Leeds, of course, at Stadium of Light.
on together. We all lovelies. We all good stuff. We do love final one standing. CJ, let's talk about Arsenal. How would you sum up that Arsenal victory at home to Brighton?
Man.
Have you calmed down?
Yeah, man, my emotions have finally calmed down. You know what? There's a saying in football, like the hardest thing to do is score goals. I'd love to meet whoever invented that because I make them right today. Everybody knows Arsenal have had a problem in terms of really creating chances. I feel in recent weeks, it's not really creating, it's converting. And I couldn't believe the opportunities that we were missing. You know, we'll be here all day speaking about them. But we did show, even though it was a nervy half an hour, we showed the grit and determination to obviously see it out. Big up David Raya for his save. I was actually very impressed with us in the first half. I just wanted a bit more goals. I think for us to go to the next level, we need to be a bit more ruthless. I do think we've conceded some cheap goals like we have today, but I'm impressed with the resilience in the second half. I'm impressed with the free-flowing football in the first half. We just need to learn to convert chances and create daylight between the two sides. But as you said, man, where everything was at the top of the table, just got to keep marching on, and all attention now turns towards Villa.
There's always questions, isn't there, about Victor Gyokeres. You're taking off for Gabriel Jesus with that massive game coming up. Do you think he keeps his place in the team, or the temptation would be Gabriel Jesus?
Honestly, it's difficult to call because it's a quick turnaround, really. Because you look at it, midweek, Gabriel Jesus got his first start and got 60 or 80 minutes, however long it was, against Palace. He's come off the bench today. I would probably go Gyokeres if I'm completely honest with Aston Villa, because I've come to accept at this moment in time, Gyokeres, you go out there, occupy the centre-halves, tire them out, and then you get your more skillful players or players that have shown that they're a bit more able to convert chances come off in the second half. So I'd keep, do you know what? I'd probably keep the team the way it is. Obviously, I want to see, I hope Timber's back. I want to see Rice back in midfield, but that's the only thing, actually. Calafiori and Timber not involved today. Yeah, other than that, it's positive on my team right now, man.
Possibly, Marcus. The moment of the game, though, was the save from David Raya.
Big up David Raya.
The Minter shot from the right-hand side outside the box, going top. I mean, that is the way he threw himself to his right-hand side to keep it out. I mean, that's a genuine world-class save.
Like a cat.
It's a contender for save of the season. Do they still do save of the season? They really should.
They should do. Why not?
Goal of the season. Save of the season should be up there. But yeah, that is a contender. But it was unbelievably good save. That is right up there. It's one of those saves where you're off your seat. If you're an Arsenal fan, you're almost celebrating it like a goal. And it shows you that you need everybody on it in your team. If you're going to go and win the league, if you're going to go and challenge the likes of Manchester City for that league title, everybody has to be on it. And for David Raya, to come from, Brentford, I know it was a while ago and he's been playing for Arsenal for a very different style of goalkeeping, of course. He's equipped himself really well. I think, actually, some people are not sold on David Raya still, I get the impression. I think he's a quality keeper.
Is that true? Not sold on David Raya.
Well, I get the impression.
Arsenal fans, or
no. I think not Arsenal fans. I think
honestly, I would love to meet someone not sold on David Raya.
Yeah,
this is one of the best keepers in the world for the last 2 years.
Yeah, no,
I think
I wouldn't have him down as the best, but he's up there.
He's up there, certainly. Yeah, and those saves he makes, my goodness, because if that goes 2-2. Suddenly the jitters are there and so on and so forth. You can't give anything.
Different conversations.
Totally. As you said, Arsenal were 2-0 up and cruising. You can't believe when Brighton scores against the run of play.
Exactly.
You need those big moments, and he is playing his part. There's absolutely no two ways about that. I'm surprised Arsenal were pegged back, but this is this season in the Premier League.
Facts, Mark.
People keep talking about Man City. They're inevitable, and I get all that. I think people are slightly overrating Man City right now, and I think they're slightly underrating Arsenal. And the reason why I say that...
Can I interrupt? Why are they overhyping Man City? The run of form, they won 6-7 in a row?
Yeah, they have, but But I still think
their performance ain't been dominated.
Yeah, they are.
But then almost is that a sign of a good team? They're not playing particularly.
But that's the point.
Game out.
That's the point.
That was going to be
That's
my
not
point,
wrong, but
Sam.
that's the point.
When Man City don't play particularly well, or another side, say Forest earlier, get at them a bit.
it
But
done.
Man City win by the odd go. Everyone goes, yeah, but they're winning and they're doing it. When Arsenal do it, everyone goes, oh, hang on a minute, it's a little bit shaky.
Fair enough.
Both sides did that today. Both of those teams could have dropped points today. Neither of them did. Over to Villa now, who are going to play Chelsea, and they're kicking off in the matter of minutes' time. We expect it to be Arsenal, Man City to go the distance. It'd be brilliant if Villa could as well.
Who's taking the edge in your opinion right now?
Arsenal, because I think with Manchester City, I think that teams can still get a bit of joy at them. And I think Man City, it's almost like, oh, well, however many you score, we're going to outscore you. Now, I understand they have been battering teams as well. They look like they're enjoying it a bit more. Arsenal are going through a bit of a phase right now where they're thinking, we're not invincible. They thought they were. You couldn't even get a shot at them or a shot on goal at them.
And we lost defenders, and then,
Gabriel coming back was
that's a big
today.
highlight today as well, Magalhaes coming back, because mentally,
Totally.
he's the guy that kind of galvanised.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Van Dijk for Liverpool when he's in the team.
like
You just feel safe,
It's
don't
like
you?
the big
He is
brother
huge.
just making sure everyone's focused.
He's huge for Arsenal. It would be like...
on both ends.
Totally. If Man City lost,
Haaland.
dare I say Haaland, or maybe Ruben Diaz or whoever, that would be massive for them. Donnarumma, that would be huge for them as well.
Current form, maybe Foden.
Yeah, and I sincerely hope both sides don't get any big injuries now. Why on earth would you wish that, So that would be brilliant if both sides got every player back and there's right, let's have a proper, no injuries, no excuses. I think Arsenal do shade it, and the reason is because I think Man City is still that little bit more vulnerable. Or, at the back. I think that, again, theirs is a bit of a basketball match. Now, when you've got Erling Haaland and Cherky, the way he's playing, my goodness, Foden as well, you're happy to have a basketball match. But I think sometimes that is inevitably going to go against you more times than, say, what Arsenal do. Arsenal not expressing themselves as much, but they're
have
giving...
more lapses in concentration.
Yes.
Like today.
Totally, yeah. But they're giving nothing away at the back, Arsenal. Very, very little. I understand Brighton scored today and Raya makes a great save. But Raya is a part of the team. Do you know what I mean? Often when people say, Raya makes a save, it's as if, well, that shouldn't count. He's a part, he's an Arsenal player.
It's like Haaland getting one chance for City and bagging,
Exactly.
It's like when Arsenal score from set pieces. It's like, oh no, that can't count, can it?
Set piece goals count.
Score from a
Doesn't
set
matter
piece.
how you do it.
Exactly. And if your goalkeeper makes saves, you've signed that player. He's in your team, so that is still noteworthy.
Exactly.
So for me, Arsenal edge it. They've still got a 2-point lead. And I think that, we'll see how crucial that is, because I think both sides are going to drop points here and there. But it is, looking at the defence, with Gabriel coming back in particular, I think that is ultimately what I'm looking at.
Just fingers crossed for Calafiori and Timber. And that's the thing. I'm looking at my boys in that. City have been there. They've done it. They've worn the T-shirt. We should be hungry. We've got enough lived experiences. We've got enough, unfortunately, failures in the last few years. I saw, to be honest, I wouldn't say ugly, but I saw the good, bad, and the ugly kind of my Arsenal team in this current cluster. In that first half was blisteringly good. We're creating chances. We're not really putting daylight between the sides. They've come out well, and then we have got that grit under Mikel Arteta to get things done and get over the line. But as we know, we love football. If Raya doesn't make that save, it's a different game. And I am looking at the first half or several chances as why haven't we put the ball in the back of the net? I don't think it's on Arteta today in that regards. I think it's the players, but the main thing is just getting results in this period.
You just keep relying on own goals, right?
Yeah, man. Great signing. Yeah.
4 on goals in December.
Yeah.
Second highest scores.
Gyokeres has got competition, man. Own goals are crazy. I love it.
Can you play own goals up front?
Yeah, let him,
on
man.
Tuesday night.
And they come clutch at the Emirates for.
They count though. Own goals count.
Oh, I'm not.
And also, it's a result. I know you're messing about a bit, but it's a result of good play and good wing play and good balls in the box. And
I was having a bit of fun.
I know you are, but it's
don't count the own
It's
goals.
one of those things that teams do get ridiculed a bit, don't they? About it's
You
like,
put
you're
balls
not
in the mix. Things happen.
exactly.
Take set pieces out. Take own goals out. Take your goalkeeper out. You're rubbish.
We're in trouble.
You'll be no good.
And Rice
They'll
as
be
well.
second.
And Gabriel didn't count. He's too good.
Take them all out.
Thank the Lord for Rice.
Have you been surprised though, Marcus, at the pressure that City have been putting on Arsenal? Because a few months ago, people are saying it's done, September, October, give it to Arsenal. Even though they maybe haven't been at their best, City, controlling games, dominating games, they are winning games.
Yeah, they are.
Has kind of Pep 2.0 been a pleasant surprise for you?
Pleasant might be a stretch, but I a slight surprise. I mean, I was very much writing off City in terms of getting back to the best times that they had under Pep, and I still don't think that will happen. But Guardiola finds himself in an intriguing place because this is really quite a kind of refresh and a rebuild that he's never had to do before. Really, anywhere, you might argue. I know at Man City, he's always reinventing and so on and so forth. You can't be there.
He's really having to go back to basics.
But it is, yeah. And also as well, managers' ideas come and go in football. Tactics, people copy other people. Arteta is a Guardiola disciple, so is Maresca as well. A lot of people are. And so things come and go, and also players come and go. And without some of the best players that he's had at his disposal, you think someone like Kevin De Bruyne, they are a different side. But he's building them up. The one thing that Man City will be really enjoying right now is Ryan Cherky. He's really taken to it. And Guardiola, interesting how he's been talking about Cherky. When he did that beautiful Rabona assist, Guardiola was quick to go, well, I never saw Messi do anything like that. Because he knows he's just got to keep his feet on the ground as well. That kind of thing. So Guardiola, has he got the bit between his teeth? Perhaps. Certainly more than last season. I think he looked pretty demoralised last season. There was talk, wasn't there? There was talk, wasn't there, that he had his head turned by England. That was, if the reports are to be believed.
You love that one, don't you?
You
mention it every week on this show.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying he could.
I would have loved that.
I'd love it too.
He's in with a shout with the Premier League. Pep, you could have been in a shout with the World Cup. Yeah. So you made the wrong decision in my eyes. But anyway.
But when you see him go over to the away end today, and he's in front of the away end. And
he's loving it.
He does look like he's got the bit between his teeth.
Well, he does, yeah. So I think it's there. And I think that he has, as I say, he's emerging from last season. Because last season
too as well.
Yeah, they are as well. I mean, it was around this time last season where it was all going to pot, wasn't it? And They actually finished the season pretty strongly in the Premier League, we can forget, but then they lost the cup final. Yeah. And it ended on a bit of a sour note, the league. They come into this season, it's kind of like, well, what are we going to do? Well, Liverpool have fallen away. Who would have predicted that? Chelsea not quite there in terms of a title race. They look around and they go, all right, well, it's Arsenal. Arsenal were winning games that, again, defensively looked like they were made of steel. Suddenly that begins to crack. And Pep's going, tell you what, lads, this lot haven't won a title. Yeah, a lot of us has. Look around this dressing room. He's won. I've won. And I think that's what it is. And I think that they are riding that wave. And it does look like it's got quite good vibes at Man City at the moment, So I think he's thinking, blimey, okay, I didn't think we might be in with a shout with this. Let's see how far we can go. But Arsenal are still top of the league, lest we forget.
We mentioned it last week. Do you remember that run? It was I think it was in the Irish Times. It was a great article about how they do it and how they finish the season so strong. And I've got it here. We did this last week, but it bears saying again. 18-19, there were 7 behind at the midway point. Went 14 unbeaten February to April. Overturned that. 2021, they were 8 behind after 12 games. On December the 15th, they went on a winning run. And it was a 28-game unbeaten run they went on. 21-22, they were 5 behind after 10 games. From the 11th of December to the 15th of February, there were 13 unbeaten, won it by a point. And 23-24, trailed by 8 points, went on a 25-match unbeaten